guys, you saw the title. Well, first, welcome to the channel. I'm Don. This is Rockin' the Country. Del Reeves, Girl on the Billboard. And Dennis King requested this one. So, Dennis, thank you for the request. And you said that this was Del's biggest hit. It went to #1. So maybe I'll recognize it when I hear it, but I think this is a true reaction. So let's see what we've got. I got to swap hats because the headphones don't fit over, and I don't like earbuds or ear pods or whatever they are. Those in-ear things. Girl on the Billboard. It's either The Girl on the Billboard, depending on which YouTube channel you go to, or Girl on the Billboard. Either way, same theme.
Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Who is a girl wearing nothing but a smile and a towel in the picture on the billboard in the field near the big old highway?
Sound like Johnny
Rolling
there.
down the highway in my Jimmy hauling freight from Chicago to St. Louis, Lord, I see her every day. A double clutching weasel like me can hardly ever get a girl to look at him that way. Like the girl wearing nothing but a smile and a towel in the picture on the billboard in the field near the big old highway.
Get carried away.
Wow, what a girl wearing nothing but a smile and a towel in the picture on the billboard in the field near the big old highway. I bet it wouldn't take her very long to get gone if some woman pull a dirty trick and take her towel away. I slow my Jimmy down to 20, that's how many wrecks I see there every day. Caused by the girl wearing nothing but a smile and a towel in the picture on the billboard in the field near the big old highway.
This is sociological too, because there was a time when it was just horses, and we didn't have interstate highways. The interstate highway system came along later, of course, after the advent of the automobile. And so there were no billboards until there were highways. This all seems very obvious, but when you're just driving down when you're born into a world that already has highways and billboards, it just seems normal. Like everybody lived with this. But it's reflected in songs that, like, there was a time when there weren't billboards or nearly as many of them, but there also, then even when billboards went up, it took time before you put a picture like this on a billboard because it was more puritanical. You had to sort of gauge the social temperature before, a girl in only a towel would show up on the road because there could be protests about it. And I'm sure there were. There always are when the envelope gets pushed. So a song like this reveals to us today, it's like, oh, no big deal, a girl with a towel on a billboard. But back then in the 60s when this was written, it was a different league, different time.
Oh, I love the girl wearing nothing but a smile and a towel in the picture on the billboard in the field near the big old highway.
Things never change.
I guess I'm getting bolder cause I'd rather kiss and hold her than just keep a-looking at her every day. At 4:45, coffee drinking, eating time, Jimmy shimmied while I woke up the artist that painted the display of the girl wearing nothing but a smile and a towel in the picture on the billboard in the field near the big old highway.
Sounds like Johnny there.
That girl wearing nothing but a smile and a towel in the picture on the billboard in the field near the big old highway. The sleepy-headed painter said the girl wasn't real and I'd better get on my way. On Route 66 from the billboard to Chicago, you will find tiny pieces of my heart scattered every which way.
Nice.
Shattered by the girl wearing nothing but a smile and a towel in the picture on the billboard in the field near the big old highway. A-doodle-doo-doo-doo. A-doodle-doo-doo-doo. A-doodle-doo-doo-doo.
What a happy song. I love these things too because it just shows that something's never changed. I mean, this was in the 60s, right? And now we're 60 years later and it's the same thing. Like, certain parts of human nature just don't change. To us guys, a pretty woman's going to be a pretty woman, always get our attention. And there, what do you say? There are like 20 wrecks a day at the same spot because obviously every guy's thinking the same thing that gets into that wreck. They want to take her towel off and spend time with her. The funny thing is in relationships, where you see a beautiful picture, right? And for girls, it's the same way. You see a good-looking guy, like you want the guy to pass the eye test. For us guys, we want the girl to pass the eye test. It's just the way it works. And not everybody does. Most don't, in fact. And there's nothing wrong with that. We all have preferences. We're allowed those things. Then you go into like sort of like, oh my God, she's so beautiful. And because that image on the billboard never changes. And he says, oh, I want to like what, kiss and hold her or something like this. But then you got to talk. And then you got to not annoy each other and appeal to each other on an intellectual level and all that stuff. And that's, you just sort of forget that, like, and maybe that's worth it. Maybe we need those moments where we could just dream about perfection, you know, and just have just pure joy of whatever thoughts we're holding. But the reality is, if you actually get your wish, it's a lot harder to maintain that joy and purity than meets the eye. But hey, it is what it is. You're driving by a billboard. Evidently, a lot of these guys are crashing. So, what can you say? All right, Dennis, that was fun. And in its time, I mean, that was rap before rap came about. I mean, early rap, which was hip hop, was funny. I mean, it wasn't gangster rap. It became the angry, violent East Coast, West Coast diss track enterprise that it is now over time. But it started funny. And this really, the way it is sung, the cadence, the rhyme schemes, and all that stuff was a precursor to that form of just sort of like rhythmic, vocalized poetry. But this one clearly told a story. It involved Route 66, as a lot of them do. So there it is. All right. I'm going to rate this one. And I like my experience, it got me going. It's a 9.2. And in its time, maybe I would have given it a lot higher of a score because of what it would have felt like in its time. But I'm 60 years later, and I can only sort of like read back into it the anthropological, sociological differences, but some things never change. The pretty woman is always going to catch our attention. So there it is. All right, guys. That goes in the playlist of songs of 9 and above. Have a great day. I'll see you on another video. Keep rocking the country.